Wait, preparing to live stream.
Got it. I got the notice that it's going to a third party. Oh, meeting is now streaming. Oh boy.
All right, all right. This is the first time callers, long time listeners. Let's see. I just want to make sure that it should be live. Are we live?
This is the least surprising series of events that I could have
That
imagined for
that we're
this.
struggling to get it going.
No, no,
Yeah,
don't say we. Let's make that
we
abundantly clear. Don't put this on
that
me.
I'm struggling to get it going. Not this is the most
Jamie,
technology.
I have good news for you. You are live on YouTube. I have the notification on my phone. I see
Oh,
myself
which
talking actually on my phone.
hey, and it's
You've
going.
you've done
Hey,
it.
and it's
Oh,
okay. So there is a delay.
yeah, of course there's a delay.
So I have to mute that, and it's working. It is totally on. I need to change the name. Okay, Goalie
Yeah.
Science Live.
This is why I said we had a 5 minute buffer that was necessary. Remember that? Remember when I said that 10, 20 minutes ago?
When I yeah, we gave our you gave me a 5 minute buffer. Okay, so Goalie Science Live should be public, no restrictions. Okay, and then once it's going, give everyone a little buffer. Is anyone in?
Couldn't tell you. Didn't check.
Couldn't tell you either.
See, this is how you know that this is not your domain. What's it
No,
like? What's it like to be old and washed up? How's that going for you?
most official podcasts have like a tech guy. We do not have one
You're
of
the tech.
those.
You're the tech guy. Yeah. We got some people filtering it. It's fine. Like I said, this is largely I think most people end up watching this back more than watching live. But I think we'll have some people joining today. Um,
Yeah, we'll keep it live. I think it's we'll start we'll start in like what, a minute or two, start the
yeah,
official welcome everyone.
yeah.
I just want to see I,
I have
I
an
want to
important.
like
Oh,
sign in as like I want to just like sign in as a guest and be able to see it. I don't know why I can't do that.
I don't think you need to worry about it. You just focus on yourself.
Oh, one person is watching right now. That might be me.
It's not, Jamie. There's more than that.
I just want to
Oh boy, the feedback. Oh gosh. All right, we're crumbling. We're crumbling.
Okay, so I
Uh,
pulled up the chat here live too, so that way we
wow.
can answer questions in the chat as that goes through. Can you see the chat?
I have it pulled up on my phone. I'm not going to answer a single question in chat. I want to make that abundantly clear. I'm going to be absolutely locked in. Have you? This is the first question I was going to say. We're about to get started here. Have you watched the video? Have you watched this training session back?
The first like 10 seconds, and then I was like, I don't want to see it. I want to go in completely organic.
I'm actually like really concerned about the
I I,
audio in this training session more
I
than
don't
anything.
know. Yeah, I'm curious to know how the audio is going to go.
I like that you didn't check that. That's really great.
You mean like swearing and stuff audio?
Just like generally like quality. Uh, let's just
So
say
I
sometimes you were not always the most peaceful training partner I ever skated with.
no no, you're right. I also not the most peaceful coach either.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. This is almost 10 years ago. Coach Derek Bugin has matured and calmed down a lot in his
It's
in his
actually
age.
crazy how much more calm. I've sat in on a few sessions and so much more calm. But
He's
to
nice
be
now.
fair, I was actually talking about this with my wife yesterday. Where kids are a little different. It is hockey is a little bit
Yes.
softer because there was
Whoa.
something.
Let's not call
No,
it
I'll say
soft.
it.
No,
I'll
no, no,
say
no,
it.
no. Oh, I'm gonna immediately cut you off.
No,
I think we are more aware, or hopefully more aware, of how previous methods may not have been optimal for delivering communication to our younger athletes.
okay.
So
I got to press record. I forgot to press record, but that's
it's
okay.
fine. Okay. Jamie, you want to just get into it?
Yes,
Let's do it.
I'm aware of that, but also like there's a degree that you need some of that adversity. Now, I don't think that coaches. I was like the things that were said to me directly were like I should be a millionaire in the lawsuits that I could have brought up in today's day and age. But sometimes you need that to like toughen you up.
Who's got the time? Who's simply got the time to be in court? Not me.
Yeah, no one really has that.
No.
Let me.
Ooh,
Hey, can you see that?
I can. I'm making
I'm.
sure that our
I'm.
YouTube stream can
Yeah,
get there. I got it up on
I
my
am.
phone.
I'm also waiting for YouTube to. It's on like a 20-second loop, so
Oh, is it? Oh, is on that much of a delay? Okay.
yeah. Oh,
There you go. We're good, Jamie. Oh,
hey,
yes, we are. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, okay. So I
Let's
don't
get
know if
going.
I don't know the sound situation on
Just
this.
keep it muted then. It's fine.
Okay, but yes, I video is being downloaded. Come on,
This is brutal. Just brutal preparation.
there we go.
Okay. All right. So
So welcome everyone. We should probably do like a
no, this is the intro. Everyone
Ben.
who's
Ben, you have a question though.
oh
What's with
boy.
the tag on the what's on the tag on the wall jersey? Are you gonna
Uh
return it?
how I'm hedging that that's how just in case my multiple years of Joseph Wall. No, I never worn it. I had it just up or hanging up in the room as a gift for my birthday. So that's the answer. Is
I
you know when like fitted caps, everyone kept the sticker on the new era hats.
yes.
This is the equivocal. I'm saying that we should keep tags on the jerseys.
Wait,
Uh
kids aren't keeping tags on their new era jerseys?
and the I don't know. If beats me. Jimmy, can we set the pace here for today, set the tone for this training session? So this is summer 2015. Holy cow. Um,
Yes. I
summer
found I was on um what was that? Google Drive, and I was just cleaning it up, trying to store some space, and I found a ton of training sessions. So I broke down one and put it on my YouTube or my Patreon. Oh, plug already. Patreon of like a full training session of would have been me and Slobo back
okay.
in 2016. So right at my college year in May. And then I found this one randomly. I clicked it and I was like, hey, that's Ben. This is a good idea. So
Yeah.
this would have been, would you have still but this would have been your year before you went to Colby.
This would have been summer before Ontario Tech. So this would have been the
Okay.
summer before playing in now called U Sport, used to be CIS. So I had just finished junior hockey at this point. So for those who somehow don't know, I played college before I ever played junior. So I went college, junior, and then back to college. Um, yeah, this by the looks of it, that might be like my first session in those pads too. So that might have been like,
Were these the Eric? These are the Eric Comrie pads, right?
yeah, these are the Comrie Pro returns. Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome
And
to
then for
Canadian
me,
University Hockey.
this would have been after my junior year. So after
Yeah.
arguably one of the best years in college goaltending history.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely. Yeah.
like in all seriousness, it
No, no,
was.
no. I'm
Yeah.
I'm not joking here.
But the biggest too is when I was watching the other one back, and we'll get into it. I'm not as bad as I thought I was, but when I look at like some of my 14-year-old goalies that I have now, I'm like, wow, they move so much better than
Yes,
we ever
yes. The
did.
goalies are way better skaters than we
Way
were.
better now.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's this one's 6 minutes, so it's not super long. I don't know why this one's so short. I'm sure that there are other ones that are longer, but let's uh let's get after it. Can you hear sound?
No, thankfully, which is
Okay,
good.
I can hear sound.
Oh, can you? Nice video quality. This is me trying to figure out if I know how to do. Oh,
Sorry. I was just trying to see if I could turn the sound down because it's loud.
this is me trying to figure out if I can RVH in these pads. Yeah, this is for sure my first skate in these. Yeah.
Yeah. Also like RBH had not been out for more than a couple of years
This is early
at this
RVH
point.
days. Yeah,
This
2015.
is early RBH. Also, it's probably good that the people can't hear the audio already.
Told you. I told you.
There's like been 6 swear words already.
Well, that's tough. The important thing is that it's not. It was yeah, whatever. It's fine. Um, Also, this is hilarious. Now, how much smaller are standard chest protectors? Because look how enormous I look in that.
Yes. yeah, you're right. Even standard stock chest protectors have
Way
gotten
thinner.
smaller.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. Again, I actually don't know this, so someone can eventually correct me. I'm sure in the comments. It's like I don't know if that is a rule, enforced rule, or if it's just because the NHL has gotten slimmer with their rules. I bet to butterfly my own stick. Hold on. Uh-oh. First save in the new pads, and
Would you ever wear a dangler?
I should have. I tell every goalie to not take theirs off. I took mine off when I was 17,
No.
but you should never take it off. Did I score you?
I always had this weird thing where my blocker would always trail down. I never fixed it. I
Let's
don't know
just
if I
break
was
down this
just like
stance. Hold on. Pause this. Can we just talk about these stances for a second?
this was always my stance, and my
I
elbow
know.
wasn't actually in a bad spot. I don't know if it was my stick. Did I need a different lie? Is that a
I think
thing?
you're using a 27-inch paddle whip.
Yeah,
I think your stick was literally too long for your stance.
maybe.
Like I look back again, so I'm using a 26 there. Um, and again, look back on it, I'd probably use a 25 now if I was to get ordered new sticks. So I
Probably.
mean we definitely went through this era, and I think goalies are better about it now. But we went through an era of like everything being like maxing your sizing to the like legal
Yeah.
limit you could
Oh,
max it, right?
yeah.
Like I remember when I went to college the first time. So in this video, I'm wearing again, this is like a decade ago, but people might not know this, but like 2013, 14, Bauer technology took off. So Bauer exploded around 2013. Like they were always relevant for professional and college goalie, obviously. As a company, like the Bauer technology exploded in
Mhm.
2013. Um, and so when I went
They
to
came out with
college,
the Odin,
yeah, yeah. Well, that was like
which is now the current
whatever
path.
mock
Yeah.
shot shadow, yeah, like
Yeah.
for like that era, right? So they bought iTech, and so like people again don't appreciate like iTech was actually really cutting edge for a long time in their
Hmm.
equipment. But this chest protector is the first Supreme chest protector, and I remember ordering it and talking to you about it, like when I ordered it through the Bauer rep, and it is like literally you cannot get anything bigger. It's double shoulders, double elbows, extra large, extra 2 inch on the front. Like I'm 6 feet tall. I'm not a very, very tall person. It's probably
You
the
know who
same.
was the you know who was
What are
the
you doing?
person
What are
for
you
that?
doing?
Um, you know who it was who was because of
Like
that?
early Jacob Markstrom?
Yeah. There's a picture early Jacob Markstrom where his chest protector was massive. So it'd be World Juniors.
Yeah. Yep, that's the same chest protector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
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 this
this is
yes.
he was the gold standard. We're like, how do we
Yeah.
get this?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly. And so go back to the video now. So hop back because that's exactly what it was. So I'm wearing so again, like just look at the size of that chest protector. And
Enormous.
yeah, insane. Like ridiculous.
My stance was way too wide.
Mine is look, but again, okay. For
We
reference,
were in a
20
weird time. We were in such a weird era.
this again, like everything was big and you didn't leave your crease, right? Like
Mhm.
this is such a like heavy Henrik Lundqvist, like big deep tracking goalie like approach. Like again, like the skating, and again, we're gonna talk about why the skating was bad in these clips. Like the skating just wasn't there yet. Even again, it's like it's been it's 9 years old, right? Like the game has
True.
just changed a lot because players are getting better. And so again, you used to be able to get away with just being big and being decently tracking decently well, right? I mean, that was
Yeah.
really your game. That was really your game. You were an incredible positioning goalie, a good tracker, but you were never like a great skater for professional standards. Neither, I mean,
No,
and I was worse. So,
it is what it is. But hey,
right or
let's
wrong.
get let's see some pucks.
I think I score in you here. I do. How do you like that? Okay, that clip has gotten me. I told you this. It's gotten so much flack. Go back to this blocker save. This is the clip they used in the advertisement.
It was just like the first
Yeah.
movement. I didn't. Yeah.
Why again? People are giving me a hard time on this for not leaning my shoulders into this save. I don't know. I think it's
I
fine.
don't know. So
For reference, we're training at the facility that is still again just an awesome facility in Hamilton, Ontario, on ice goaltending school, home of Fujian goaltending. Um,
yes,
and the farthest distance shot you get is what, 25 feet, 30 feet?
maybe.
Where does it line up into in a game? Mid slot, like just inside high slot, maybe.
Yeah, maybe top of the circles, if that.
I don't know about that. I think that's probably too far. Yeah, it's
That might
probably
even
like
be a little too
yeah, it's
far.
probably 25 feet. So for everyone who's giving me who are going to give Jamie and I a hard time for not leaning into saves here, it is so hard to lean into a save uh from that distance and someone stepping into a shot. Anyways, I digress. I
There's
thought the
also
save was fun.
something there's also something important too that like when we think about training, and I've been guilty of this too, is like we want everything to be perfect all the time. I sometimes I'm just happy like making a save. Um, you just made a save,
Yeah,
and you know what? You look at your head. That would
that's
be
what I
the
was gonna
most
say.
important thing.
Thank you.
If your head wasn't there, then I would be like, okay, what you know, why is your head not tracking puck? So originally, I actually thought you didn't track it very well, but then
Someone
you
told me
slowed
that as
down,
well. Yeah.
and it turns out you did. Also, good news. I just found two more 5-minute clips.
Perfect.
So
Let's keep it rolling.
I'm
Okay.
currently downloading those. Okay.
Okay. Let it run. Well, actually, I'll let you talk with it. That's enough of me. Nice save, Jimmy.
So I was wearing, you can see it here. I was also wearing the same Bauer chest protector as you, but I would have had Reebok arms. I made my
Yeah, I
school
remember you
buy
doing
a
that.
separate chest protector to put Reebok arms on it. Those
Wow.
all the to be fair, the Bauer arms were not good.
Yeah, no, they hurt.
It's a good
That,
save.
it's a great save, actually. I clearly didn't like whatever happened there, but look at that stance.
Good guess. Great guess. Oh, can we talk about both our hand eyes? Good whack. Good save.
Yeah. There's also negative straps. This stance is insane from both of us. Holy cow.
What's up?
Look at these. Go back to this. Go back to this again. Like, can you tell that we skated a lot together?
Yeah. My blocker just always collapsed. I think you know what if I think about it now and if I had a goalie with this situation,
Yeah,
it
what'd you
probably what
do?
you would have said shorten their stick up and told them you don't have to have your stick on the ice,
Yeah.
keep your toe on the ice.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with that. I actually,
Or not or nothing at all. And that's probably would have been that actually would have been my solution to it.
yeah. I mean, like, it's also, again, and maybe it's just, I don't know. Did you get beat a lot high blocker in your career?
My blocker was not my issue.
Yeah. That's more my point. So I know we've talked about this with again, with another shout out for Derek Bugin before, but I think in the search for like visual perfection, goalie coaches will sometimes coach natural positions out of goalies, right?
Yeah.
And so like we talk about that with like glove saves, right? Like how we sometimes can coach kids out of catching the puck, right? We sometimes
Mm.
do too much and we try to make it more complicated than it is. I think there's something to be said about stance as well. Is like there's an idea of again, there's some things that are inherently less efficient than other things, but like I don't know. If this helped you make better stick saves, if this helped you have better rebound control with your blocker being a little bit lower, like I'm not sure I'm inclined to change it. Like it's not double coverage, it's not dragging you down anywhere. You're still making saves in front of your body, right?
Yeah, it's definitely by no means perfect, but I visually it doesn't look good.
Oh yeah. Disappointed in whoever shot that puck. Clearly,
You're complaining already.
that doesn't sound. That doesn't sound like me. Just pure disappointment. It's so hard not to I don't want to say guess, but it's so hard not to try and anticipate from that distance when people are stepping into a puck like that.
Booge literally just yelled guess at you.
At me, yeah,
Yeah.
well, I did. So you got me there.
That that I if I go back, I would have changed my puck stopping stance to this
Yep.
higher.
Yep.
Just
Just higher.
narrowed in my
Yep.
feet, brought everything higher. But also, I was obsessed with trying to be as flexible as possible, which was dumb because I'm not super flexible. But
Hmm.
I was also around really flexible goalies and a part of an organization with really flexible goalies, and they really pushed that on me.
Yeah.
Now, I think more and more teams are just understanding that like you just play your strengths, and coaches just play their strengths. Which is because you know who actually was the trailblazer of that. If you say was Hellebuck. Like
Yep.
Hellebuck just
Yeah. Yeah.
plays his way he wants, and it's very effective. And so, kind of more coaches are just like, oh, you can do what you need to do, you know?
Part of that was also like again, honestly, like the right timing of that was also a little bit of what happened in Winnipeg with Pavlich too. like back
True.
then, is like Andre Pavlich, again, unique goaltender in both his approach to the game and also how he played. But like they coached the love of hockey out of him, basically, with the expectations and stuff.
Yes.
So
And then that continued with Jamie Phillips, but who cares?
well, it's not all about
Yeah.
you.
This is my podcast.
This drill is crazy, by the way. Nice save, Jamie.
That's a hard anticipation save.
That is what I'm talking about. What just happened there? I looked at you instead. I fall over like an idiot. Yep.
I love that you go to finish off with the baseball swing, though.
Still made the save. I'm absolutely terrible.
New pads, though.
I don't even know what's the coaching cue here aside from just stop the puck at some point.
I couldn't really hear.
Good.
Man, I was wearing the white Reebok knee pads. Do you remember who was it? PQ made those knee pads. They were $1,000.
Yeah, I do actually.
Maybe we need to go on a search to find a pair of those. Those are maybe Comrie still has them. I'll shoot Tommy a text because he has to still be wearing them. Those are dollar knee pads.
I never wore knee pads a day in my life. Zero knee pads ever worn.
Crazy.
Yeah. I haven't noticed a single thing I've done well in this entire video so far. So that's important to me.
The only thing that I've noticed that I've done well is I just don't have to move. I just never had to move a lot. I was always in this really good position. Although Derek and I are yelling at each other now.
That's wholly unsurprising. Just let it roll. Let it roll here. Let's see if we most of these skates were that's just you can't teach that stick save, Jamie. That's just except for when you is this just arguing about how hard this drill is? So
I'm trying to listen.
No, but let's just break down this drill for a second here, right? So it's an angle shot, but the coach can either shoot on either goalie. So the shooter can shoot on the goalie directly in front of them, right? Or shoot for the goalie on the angle. And in that case, the square goalie down the middle has to play the backdoor. We'll call it like a side tip with the backdoor one timer. Yeah.
So that. Yeah. So those are the options. It's a backdoor pass and a shot. If I draw a circle for reference.
Yeah.
Might not even.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a person in the high slot. Yeah.
Yeah. Like below the dots. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like,
I think I'm complaining that I'm not getting there fast enough. And I think Booge is trying to say it's a shot from the slot.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I would say too here. And again, I'm thinking about like, this is one of those drills. And again, I was originally thinking, I don't know if I like this drill. But the more I think about it, the more I get the purpose behind it, where it's if that does become that backdoor play, the goalie down the middle is not supposed to stop it like that. No. It's an anticipation. It's like not every
it's reading
drill,
the option.
Yeah, not every drill is also game realistic, right? Sometimes it's a skills thing. So what I'm interpreting, when I look at it from now, if I was explaining this to a goalie who's you or I being frustrated in this drill, is like the whole purpose is to make a quick read backdoor, make a quick pivot push. Doesn't matter if you stop the puck, right? The whole purpose is to just get reps in on that pivot push, right? Is that fair?
That's fair.
Keep it rolling. We probably hated this drill in real time.
Oh, for sure we did.
And then this is like, again, and maybe, and I'm sure, again, Derek probably do it now, but this is why I think communicating with goalies is so important about the purpose of what you're doing. Right, because this could be frustrating otherwise. Like I've also let in 2 shots middle of the net blocker side because I'm expecting a backdoor shot instead.
Nice. Let's go back to that good save by you and celebration.
This is
hey, I think you're kind of leaning into it.
That puck is going wide, right?
Maybe. Followed up by my great turn.
We spent the first 10. You know what? That's not even that bad. Like,
I don't know if I turned through the shot or after the shot, but
it's hard to tell. It is hard to tell when that happens. Yeah.
Hey, that was good.
punched it right back into the slot. Which again, also for goalies here, and I'm not just defending myself. Nice save, Jimmy. If a person takes a shot from the middle of the slot and you make a blocker save and the rebound's not perfect, that's okay.
Also, sometimes putting the puck in the corner is actually not a good rebound control because if it goes right under their guy's stick and they shoot it in, versus if there's no one in the slot. I have this explanation. Like
Yeah,
you're not
but that
always going to be able to control rebounds all the time.
mhm,
So also rebound control is a very subjective thing.
for
Someone
sure.
will be like, "How come we didn't control that rebound?" Be like, "I put it perfectly in the corner. It just went off my defenseman's butt into the net."
Yeah, out of your control. Keep it rolling. Nice save, Jerry. Oh, the unhappiness meter is getting high for you. Look how much net you take up, eh?
I know. I have a. I have way more videos. It turns out I didn't. I don't even remember recording that many sessions
This
this early in my career.
this is when you first started doing it. It was this like towards the end of this summer. Um, again. Also, I think this is an interesting comparison, right? Because like again, we're at very different points in our relative careers, right? Like you're
Mhm.
coming off like playing at a higher level, um, and actually playing. Like I'm coming out of junior B at this point, right? Like that was my
Sure.
last hockey stop, um, before this, right? It's a bit of a weird kind of comparison, but it's like again, it's interesting to see, right? Like again, objectively, I'm looking at this and I'm like, you're obviously like much better goalie than I was. But like this is why evaluation is tough. Like I'm watching this and I'm like, yeah, you're better. But there's nothing like glaring in this drill where you're like, you know,
Well, yeah, this guy's just
yeah, it's like it's and it'll show up. I mean, like I was again, like I said, 2 goals did go in on me, like block. I missed the net by 14 feet. Nice save, Jamie. Wow. Holy cow.
I refused to use composite sticks until I went pro.
I didn't use one ever. Zero game played. What this is a funny story. When I was at Colby, I didn't fully understand. So like for people who don't know, Division 3 hockey is inconsistent with what they do equipment wise for you. And it's also like inconsistent at the player level, if we're being just totally honest. And this is not just at Colby, but um, at lots of different places. Um, but we had like this stick policy, and they were like, you can have goalies can have, I think it was either 2 or 3 composite sticks. That was what they said. And I was like, oh, well, I don't like composite. I've never used them. I like these Bauer sticks that I'm using there were like one of my favorite sticks I ever used.
The foam
Um,
core.
yeah, the foams. And I was whatever the Raptor 9000s, I think they are. Um, good stick. And I was like, okay, I'll just get like a dozen of those instead of 3 composite sticks, right?
Mhm.
And I show up and I got 3 wood sticks. It's like, wait a second.
Yeah,
Um,
I was really anti composite sticks until I went pro, and then kind of everyone was using it. And then
yeah,
they gave me the CCM Premier ones, and I broke 50 of them in the first year because they had a manufacturing
defect.
issue.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I actually my record for sticks is 4 in 1 day, and it was
that's
3 shots, 3 broken sticks.
that's
They're just all in the same spot, just shap, shap, shap.
yeah, exploding. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean the new tech is pretty cool. So there's got to be a backdoor pass, right? Nice. It's my first good save of the day. Thank you, Jamie. Also, this is something that I'm just appreciating now. We've been doing this drill for like 6 minutes straight without a break here.
I don't know. I was you were. I mean, you said you cleaned 300 pounds. You were way stronger and still are stronger than me, but
Yeah.
conditioning wise, I was in such good shape. I was
Yeah.
always in such good shape.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when I was what a butterfly. Um, when I was playing junior at the end of this at this point, like I was still competing in weightlifting. And so, I had squatted whatever 440 pounds, like cleaned like I think I had cleaned 300. I cleaned 300 pounds in season for the first time when I was at Ontario Tech. I remember we came back from a road trip. This is like classic backup goalie behavior. And we came back from a road trip where I didn't play on the weekend. So on the Sunday, I just went to the gym and maxed out instead. I didn't play.
Yeah, I feel that. So this is a new clip. I took out the audio so that way I can hear you just a little bit better.
Yep. That's brutal. Look at that. Oh, it's just slow
It's
hands.
slow hands, but you track down. You know what? Your hand track down, but your head tracks sideways
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just not good.
instead of tracking it around.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is probably the first drill.
Yes, I'm assuming the next one was a variation off this. This side, little small
Yeah,
step out. Yeah.
well, yeah. I just wish I could have fixed my stick.
I don't think you needed to though. Like I don't think it was ever an issue. Right.
Nope, never mind. This is actually a backdoor up the wall.
Oh, you know what? Like I miss every time I'm skating as a coach, and I wish I had a backdoor wall every time I'm
I know. I
skating.
actually was thinking about this the other day. Actually, you know what? There's also not a day goes by that I don't miss this. Like obviously towards the end of my hockey career, things weren't great.
Yeah.
But this training and these training days, there's not
Yeah.
a day goes by that I don't miss these.
This was like again, this is again, now this is like looking in the past, but again, for those of who are gonna watch this who are like you're in minor hockey, you're in junior, getting ready to go to college, whatever that looks like, right? Like I missed the net by the way. Like enjoy the days where it used to be like you and I would skate, we'd go to the track and run, we do a track session, and then we'd go
Hmm.
like for like Korean barbecue or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
No, I
those
know.
were like enjoy those. Like they're really fun. And if you're, you know, you're getting to that age and you're like you're playing junior, that was a nice save. Um, enjoy those. It's fun. You don't realize again, you're grinding, but it's fun. Like it's purposeful, right? So
Matt in the chat says that there's a lot of flurry in your game.
wow. I'll take that compliment.
That's a big save.
Yeah, I was go back one more time. Can we talk about this track off the wall and this blocker? I think this is maybe the best I've ever made in my whole life.
That's a big save. And I think too is not to take away from that, but we're just like for people watching this back later, you're like, what do we see as coaches now? For me, there was no shot on net, but watch my head on this play.
It's great.
That shot, that shot hits a lip
Yeah.
and goes low, high. My head follows it the entire way. Like that's you. That's exciting. Saying, okay, this person is watching the puck. Where so many goalies would just kind of their head would be blocked in.
Yeah. And I think that's like really important, right? Something that we've talked a lot about on this on the podcast, just in other and you've talked about online in posts is like the importance of even if you're not stopped, like you didn't watch that one great, but if you're not
Yeah.
watching the importance of like just watching pucks, even if you don't stop them, right? Like especially in a warm-up drill like this, where
Mhm.
it's like actually picking up pucks the whole way through.
Yeah.
Also, you can't really see because of the angle, but we are both so deep in this drill.
So deep. I
This is
also
also
love that
oh,
the
go
top
ahead.
of my shoulders cover the crossbar when I go down. That was
Yeah,
nice.
you're 6'4".
Hey, I like that save. That's a
That was
good
a
save. I wish
that's a
more of my goalies would work into short side shots like that. That's what I
I
want.
agree. That's a great
I'm gonna
save.
turn
Yeah.
this into a teaching clip and send it to all my goalies and say, like, look, I used to play.
Yeah, there was the doubt, right? People doubt that you played. Is that what you're trying to say?
I
Ooh. So this
mean,
is
I'm
the
coaching 2012s. I was in college playing college
I
hockey with
know.
some of these kids.
Can you go back to like 20 seconds, two shots for me? I guess Gordon glove side disgustingly poor. But the save I make before that, which is like the importance of just actually just like we'll keep going, but just like actually driving into saves. Like even if you get I can't get how good of a save that is. I think it's this.
That's good
Nope.
too.
But like actually driving laterally on backdoor plays, like I feel like there. So
That
go
one?
back. Yeah. Okay. So I play obviously super wide, right? I always played super wide. Um, it's not wrong to play super wide if you can move out of it. And I think that's the
Sure.
important distinction, right?
Yeah.
So people will say, like, again, you know, both you and I played wide, both you and I were able to move out of being wide, right?
Mhm.
Different ways. I'm not saying that I was an amazing skater by any means, but goal. It's not wrong to play wide. It's wrong to play immobile. What's wrong is to let that
Yes.
goal in specifically. But right, but it's
Are you off your angle?
I missed the net. I'm telling myself that it might have just gone in. Yeah,
That one did. Yeah, yeah. Right.
It's also hard to see because the camera's set off in a weird way on my side,
Yeah,
which
it's like
obviously as
smack
it
dab
should
in the
be
middle.
because it's your training session and your cameras.
Well, I think I just kept it right in the middle. I mean, now my training sessions, I have like 6 cameras, so
Yeah.
can never get a bad angle.
That's yeah, those are literally brand new. You can the cordless
Eric caught,
pads.
yeah,
Those are
Eric pads.
I'm not even sure Kami ever wore them to be honest.
Sure. These are the pro version of the pads. They used to have that like where you could change the flex by putting the stick thing in
No,
them.
no, no, no. These are I always tell
No, this is
people
the
that
pro version of them. The pro version didn't let you do it. The stock version did.
mm, we're just reversing sides here.
I think I think this is the original side. This is the start of the day.
Mm.
I think my videos were out of order. I think I went 3-2-1 instead of 1-2-3.
Oh,
Honestly, a couple of good saves in this sequence by both
yeah.
guys.
Holy cow. Yeah. That is again, that's a good little shift. I'm not a big that was a good save.
You shifted the wrong way.
Yeah, well, sometimes you gotta get out
Still
of the
made
way
the
to get
save.
in sometimes you gotta get out of the way to get in the way, Jamie. Not a lot of people are coaching it that way, but and that's what happens when you get out of the way a few too many times. Wide though. Like, see who's doing
Good
that?
hips. My
Nice.
hips weren't doing that. That's for tell you that for free.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, see that's the
there,
best I got.
that is, I think, okay. This is again, this is something I used to do all the time with the back, like the anchor back leg, like the heel up.
Yeah, that was the only way I could get that mobility
Yeah, but it's just like that,
because
and
I
there's
couldn't
nothing.
get it through my groin. I had to take it from my opposite hamstring.
Yeah, but that's also fine, right? It wasn't like it was ever detrimental. I think that's like
No,
the misleading
someone just
part
needed
about
to tell
stuff
me
though.
that it's okay to not be ultra flexible. It's just not okay to beat yourself down mentally until you're depressed.
I think like, but it's again at the end of the day, it comes down to maximizing how that's a great save. Um, maximizing how you can succeed as a goalie, right? And I think that's
Exactly.
always the message. Actually, I really like that save. Can we go back to that?
I
Um,
actually really like that save too.
so this is do you have a hard time teaching glove punch in front of pad? Not hard time, I should say, but
Uh
do you find that that's
no,
challenging for
I find
goalies to
it
get?
a challenging execution.
Yes, yeah,
But to be fair, I do a lot of tracking, like forcing my goalies to catch pucks in front of their pads as
yep,
a warm up.
yep.
And so it hasn't been as much of an issue with my returning goalies. New goalies, it is.
That's
Uh,
more what I
there's,
meant. Yes,
yeah, yes.
because
That
again,
was a good track down.
yeah, but it's a hard save. Like anyone who tells you it's not is wrong. It's a hard save.
Very hard save. Probably the hardest save we have to make.
Yeah, and it's why
Hardest
those
straight shot save.
yeah, it's why those goals look so awkward too. Especially again, the media is bad for it, but the announcers are always like, "Oh, just sneaks that one by," and it's not
Yeah.
sneaking by. It's a really awkward save. You have equipment in the way, right? Like it's the
And
reality of like you're playing a game with superficial equipment attached to you. It's not just your hand and your arm and your leg, right? You have all this extra stuff that you don't have a
yeah.
sensation of. It makes it hard. So
So this one, I can't hear the audio, but I make a save.
yeah,
Good save. I don't like it. I think Derek goes, "What's wrong with that one?" And then I think I explain. I pulled away. And then
yeah.
look at you. You're like,
Just like so tired of both of you yelling at each other. This is I think Jamie, the first time we ever skated together would have been like 7 or 8 years before this clip. And so it was just like, what are we like? I think there was just a point where I was like, what are we really talking? I am a disappointment to myself. Um,
was this a shuffle forward era of goaltending?
I still shovel board. So um depends how again, it depends how far you need to step out, right? Why would you T push
True.
6? Why would you T push 6 inches? Like we're playing middle crease depth in this drill, right?
Yeah,
It's
I
also
played
like,
middle crease most of my career, anyways. So
yeah. See, I'm just a cheater.
you are cheating quite a bit. This is what I wish some of my goalies would just do to stop that shot.
Yeah,
About it's not super pretty, but there, boom, just
just kick into
extend
it.
the, just kick into it a little
Is
bit.
that a half split? Is that a half split?
Technically, that would be a half split. It wasn't super extended, but it didn't need to be.
Yeah. So can we just pause for 1 second? Oh, I'm about to make a save here. One thing that I think is I'm gonna again, obviously it's easier to watch yourself in video here, but one thing I'm gonna surprisingly give myself credit on here is I let in 2 goals in 3 shots in the exact same way, like a short side blocker goal, right?
Mhm.
Goalies in training, if that gets you in your own head and you start crumbling because that happens, stop that. But seriously, reconsider why you're feeling that level, whether it's frustration, anger, disappointment, and like realize that it's training. It's one of whatever 80 shots you're gonna like 200 shots. I said 80, like 200 shots you're gonna get in training. And also appreciate that again, like stuff just like it can happen where you do a couple things in a row, and you can also get scored on twice and not do anything wrong, right? On like on both of those, I was just late. Like I just missed the
Mhm.
puck. Like I wasn't, you know, wasn't going sideways, wasn't going back. I just missed the puck, right? So this is not to say it
Yeah.
was ever good goaltending, but there's like again, this is maybe one of the first drills we did that day. It's going to be a long session if you're already down on yourself
Mhm.
on the first drill because
Yeah.
you're getting beat there. Sorry, keep going.
Let's see if you can make the save.
No, missed the net.
You went for the stick behind the back, which is a bold move.
Look how late I am on it. That's why. Nice half split.
Yeah, you too.
But I think like actually, this is not to say like, oh, 2015 goaltending. But you're right. Sometimes you need to extend into saves some way, right? It's not just, you know,
Like I
like
had, but one
yeah.
I had to. I wasn't ultra flexible, but
Mhm.
also like that's if I didn't extend off this, I wouldn't have made that save.
Yeah.
It's weird. There's sometimes some coaches. This isn't the all, but there's some coaches I've come across that really are very anti half split.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that is detrimental just overall because
I
you need
save.
to be able to react into saves
Ooh.
with your feet and hands.
Yeah. Just ate that one.
Nice save.
Thanks, Jamie. Good one to end on.
Yeah, that was a good one then.
That's a
I
fun little
have
drill.
I have a lot. I don't know how many more you and I there are together, but like
Here,
in the
we got time
future
for one
we
more. Just if you have one
let
downloaded. If
yeah,
you don't,
let's chit chat for a bit and then let's see if I have one downloaded and then I'll see what I've got. So this would be me. No, who would I be skating with? Just a random goalie. I have like a lot of random goalie things. Oh, me trying to fix my blocker.
I
Oh,
think
this would have
the
been me at Michigan Tech. How long is this one? 3 minutes?
perfect. That'd be a nice little one to wrap it up
Okay.
with.
Yeah, let me download this and get this over. It might take 30 seconds.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I mean, again, like I actually, so again, we just went through, and people watching back will have seen that we went through, 3 drills or two drills, one side each way in the one. A lot of shots, a lot of goals, a lot of like, and this is gonna be a full credit to Derek there, right? How much correction was there in that entire drill?
Not that much.
Like,
I mean, there was verbal
yeah,
cueing and things, but and this is who was I was explaining this to someone. I was explaining this to a parent that was asking, they're like, hey, I really like that you talk a lot with your goalies. And I go, yeah,
yeah,
like good. I'm glad because sometimes parents sometimes feel like you need to be doing more shots.
yep.
But then I say like also like your
Oh,
goalie, your child, it's gonna work. Your
yeah.
child is let me see if this works. Did I mess things up?
It's just not playing, but it's working.
No, it should be. I went like long way. Just
Yeah,
let me know if that messes up on the YouTube and then I'll adjust it. But you guys like your child is like 12. There has to be a lot of coaching. So come
yeah.
watch a session with some of my junior guys, my college guys. I'm
Mhm.
not saying a whole lot of anything.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
need to.
no, no.
Yeah.
And at that point, especially in that training video, you and I had both skated with Derek for what, 8, what did I say before, 7 or 8 years at that point?
Yeah, a long time.
Like, yeah, like they have that familiarity with your goalie coach where it's like a lot of it's just like good, next, right? But let's
Mhm.
also, so as we're watching this video of you now again, it's fine in long form, Jamie. It's fine. People are watching on their phones, might be having a bad time, but that's okay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's
so let's, I think the big thing to focus on here is how different this is going to look in a bigger rink, and like what the
mhm.
skills you are working on here, and how that translates differently from a smaller like goalie training environment. So that's the only thing I'm gonna queue up on that topic there.
I am guessing this is. I don't actually know when this would have been. Is there a
It's either
date on this
it's
one?
probably it's I'd imagine it's probably spring, spring 2015, given the fact that you're wearing the same pads.
June 18th. I uploaded this June 18th, 2015.
There you go. So probably around that time. Might have been before you came home for the summer.
Yeah.
For those people who don't know, also is when you play Division 1 hockey, there is an expectation that you are on campus. No way.
Oh my. Oh my
Go
lord.
back. Go back.
How well executed is that?
It's
That's lights out.
the work in this play. I actually love that. I love a good VH. I think it goes a long way. So this is also funny, right? So just play that clip back for a second before after the VH. I don't care about the VH, right? You and I notoriously been told that we're too critical of professional goaltender skating, right? But like we always talk openly about how we don't think like you were the world's greatest skater, but look, again, you have like again super crisp skating, and we're like, yeah, you stink.
Yeah,
Like
no, I know. So actually,
that's
so
my point.
if if someone wants to go back and watch my breakdown on YouTube of my last pro game,
Yeah,
my skating's pretty good. It just wasn't as good as like Sergei Bobrovsky skating.
it's like that's
You
the
know,
point.
like,
Yeah,
and then I'm like, okay, well, if you're in the NHL, there's so many goalies that are like at that upper echelon. And then there are
Mhm.
NHL goalies that we mentioned that are down here. And it's okay. They're still NHL goalies. They're still
Yeah.
the best in the world. You just don't have to be. I was 6'4". I didn't have to be that great at skating because my size made up for it.
Yeah.
However, is that a limiting factor? Maybe long term, but for some goalies, it's not. And
Yeah.
so you just try to be as good as you can be at it.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Let's see some more saves. More VHs, I hope. Yep. Yeah. That's why the VH
I
died.
don't know. Yeah, yes, that's a good point. This is why the VH died because it was so difficult to move out of,
So hard to
especially
pivot.
blocker side VH.
Yeah. It's just so hard to rotate that post foot, right? It's
I
like
don't remember if my goal was to work on VH or if I had just not been a huge RVH guy yet.
hard to say, but it's also like, again, there's nothing wrong with the VH. There's a right time, right place. It's just the backdoor option is not the right time.
No, I
It's
think
great for
I just didn't like it yet. I was a big RVH like resistor.
really. I don't
Yeah.
remember that. I don't
I
remember that.
I remember I went to World Pro goaltending back when Eli Wilson owned it,
Yep.
and I said openly that no, I would never use this, and I think this is the dumbest thing. And this would have been when I was playing second year junior.
That's why
So that would have been 4 years prior to this.
that's why you didn't go to Boston University, huh? Because you wouldn't
Yeah,
adopt the VH.
that is why I didn't. That's why I got traded from the BCHL for getting a scholarship.
A legendary story.
That is a legendary. I need to turn some of these stories into content pieces.
I'm gonna talk it over right here. For those people who don't know, I think we mentioned it once or twice before. Jamie was on a team in the BCHL who had two Division 1 commit goalies, which is really cool. I mean, it happens. It happens, but it's rare to have two that are the same age and both committed. Nice five hole. Um, two both that are both committed at the same time, and so they just traded Jamie across the country to a team that made the playoffs by 1 point and gave up 75 shots a game in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, it wasn't traded because we had two Division 1 goalies. They got traded because the coach. I committed for the next year, and the coach wanted me back. Originally, we had talked about being there for like a 2-year plan, but I wasn't expecting to get a scholarship right away. and he wasn't happy about that. So he stopped playing me, and then told me to my face he wasn't going to play me anymore because I was going to a smaller school, and he wanted the program to be represented by Mags because he was going to BU. And so I had asked for a trade at that point, and then he traded me to a team that gave up 70 shots against. But we still went like 11-13 to make playoffs by 1 point, and
If
just
anyone, if anyone wants to,
legendary run.
if anyone wants a fun homework activity, go back to what is that? 2013, no,
No,
2012,
11,
14.
20,
No, that's
2011, 2012. Because I
oh
was
right,
drafted in
right, right,
2012.
right,
That
right,
was that
right,
year.
right. 2011,
Yeah.
2012. Go back to the Point Streak website and go watch how many goals, well, how many shots that what was it? Jersey, Junior Canes.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
many shots that team gave up? Holy cow! Sorry, keep playing your video. Brutal is what it was.
I could not have felt my body felt not very good during that. I remember it's actually when I did the needling course in Toronto, my trainer was one of the instructors,
No
and I
way.
hadn't seen her. I hadn't seen her since that year. But I remember every pregame skate and every pregame I was on the table with needles just because I was just facing 70 shots a game for every night.
We were talking about that extension save. Oh,
Who is this? This would have been Alex Patan, still playing, and CJ Ike, assistant coach at Waterloo in the USHL.
that was a nice tip
And
too.
then is that Cliff? That would have been Cliff Watson, still playing too.
Yeah, you're
50% of the guys in this video are still playing. Good for them.
that is really good for them actually.
And then the other two are coaching.
Coaching in some capacity. It's good to stay
You just
involved in the
never
game.
leave hockey. Yeah.
See, this is where like, okay, this is did that go in?
Yeah.
That's disappointing. I was about to say this is where the VH actually did work okay, was a slightly more distant pass. So if the passer
Mhm.
wasn't that tight to you, which again raises the question of, how early should you be in a VH? Um,
I break it up. I usually break it up into zones, so it's a little hard to draw, but we can.
it's okay. You don't need to draw. It's fine.
So this would be the overlap and overlap ideal VH. Sorry, players. Let's just say players driving low. Could
Yep.
be from the wall. Could be from the slot. Players driving low.
Mhm.
I call this. This is the ideal overlap.
Yep.
If the pass option is inside this zone,
Yep.
this is the ideal overlap. But VH is also acceptable.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I
RVH
mean,
RVH is okay too, but I overlap probably is the best. This
I
one overlap is starting to be less ideal. VH still works, and then I call it like consider using RVH.
yeah.
And then this one is you probably should be using the RVH.
I actually I feel good about that description for the third zone for sure. The again, like, and we've talked about this a lot. The purpose of any post position is to take away the short side as the primary goal. But each one of your post positions, overlap, VH, RVH, needs to still ensure you have a chance on the pass play.
Yes,
Right. So if you're
absolutely.
selecting a post play that doesn't do one of those two statements, your post play is incorrect. Right.
That's where people struggle with it because they don't know what to do.
When
They're not able to make make that adjustment on the read. And I like having that little bit of guideline because if you can pick up where is this player, player is
yeah.
driving, you can do a
Yeah.
quick little head check. Okay, now it gives me a little bit more information to make my decision. As long as they seal that short side, now I can hopefully move from that post.
Yeah. I agree. That was nice. I can't believe that went in. Neither can you.
I
Oh
look
boy,
tired.
Jamie. Yep, he's tapping out. He's done.
Shout out old piano dog logo at Michigan Tech.
I love the old Michigan piano dog.
A lot of people did not.
Well, they're haters.
You know what? They are haters. Let's stop this shit.
That was
Okay.
good. I was actually
It was nice. It was nice to go down a little bit of memory lane nostalgia.
it's also interesting to see, right? So that's 9 years ago, all those clips.
Yeah.
Relatively, we've talked about this. Goaltending has really not changed a lot in the last decade, right?
No.
And I think people don't always appreciate that. Like I always joke, like the technology around like goaltending playing, we've there has not been like a big major change in goaltending in the last decade, right? Like
No, and
again,
yeah,
if we were wearing different gear in that video, would have people been able to tell that it was 10 years ago?
honestly, probably not. Actually, I talked about this in my last one. Your pads that you wore were the start of the new age, but those Reeboks I was wearing were so heavy
Oh my
compared
God.
to when the Premier CCF Premier One came out. It was a night and day difference in weight, and then just even now, like what kids wear and even what I wore towards the end of my career, so insanely light. And like again, like you had said at the start of the stream, we were in an era of like maximizing a size
Yeah.
versus maximizing movement. So I wish going back, I probably would have been a lot better. I looked a little bit more agile if I'd sized down a lot of things.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, it hasn't evolved, and I keep coming back to this thought of like, where do I see goaltending going? Like goaltending is going to adapt. It's going to improve. It
Mhm.
has. Like I don't think it's ever. I don't. Maybe it's never going to regress. It seems unlikely to ever regress because most sports, everything moves forward.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's going to be some novel innovation in goaltending that's going to cause some stupid change. What I think is going to happen is we are just going to see more and more very big goalies become more and more very like insanely athletic, insanely good skaters. So that's what I think. I think that because right now we are kind of in that point where that average height is 6'3",
It's
and we
bigger
have
than that
some
now, I think.
we have yeah, it's a little bit over 6'3". We
Yeah.
have some pretty good skaters, and then we have some pretty like good and good. We have great skaters and good skaters in the NHL.
Yeah,
What
at
I
the
think
NHL
is
level.
going
Yeah.
yes. What I think is going to happen is at the NHL level, we are going to only have 6'4", like 3 to 4 and above, and everyone is going to be insanely good at skating and insanely flexible. And eventually it's going to start to not phase out, but there's going to be a selection bias towards those goalies. That's going to continue. And over 10 years, as taller kids are pushed in that position, athleticism is emphasized, it's going to be more obvious. And that's what I think the big change is going to be.
Yeah. Shout out recent Florida signing, 6'9.5" Cooper Black.
Yeah, like I see him on Rob's Instagram, like
Yeah.
really good, really huge. Who's another? When we look at like guys like Jacob Fowler or Trey
Jacob Fowler's
Odyssey,
like, well, they're smaller.
so
Yeah.
they're smaller, but they're
Trey
still like
Arsene's
such
6'1". He's an
they're
incredible
such
skater.
it's such good skaters. But we're gonna
Yeah.
get that
At
in a
six foot
6'7"
seven.
body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, and that's what we're gonna see because we're going to start to select for those.
It's the Victor Wembanyama effect in the NBA, right? Like these just turbo athletes, 7'2" that can dribble like they're a point guard, but they can also dunk
Yeah,
from the free throw line, right? I think you're right. I think like at the highest of high levels, we'll see that. I think, and I know I've heard people be like, well, look, Dustin Wolf and UC Saros, like these smaller, incredible skating goalies. Um, it's not all about size. And I don't think it is all about
yeah. I also
size,
don't think it is
but
either.
I can but I'm not going to
But
sit here and say, again, shout out to Rob, shout out to Coach Liddell on Instagram. Um, like go watch Cooper Black skate. It's like 6'10", man, 6'11" on skates. Right? What's the Philly goalie, 6'9", who came over, played a game this year? I'm blanking on
Fedora,
his name.
he
Yeah.
is not a great skater though. I'll give you that.
I have not seen him play much at all. But again, like,
He's not,
but we're gonna have, like Fedorov.
you're
I
going to
think
have, yeah,
he became the tallest goalie ever to play in the NHL, right?
I think so.
And we're gonna see that broken probably in the next couple of years again if Cooper Black plays an NHL game. And we're gonna just gonna
And
it's just gonna get broken a bunch.
yeah, and the thing is too is like so with those small goalies, yes, they're good. I have no problem with small goalies. A lot of my goalies are really small and
Yep.
they're really good. And I'm not gonna like ever
Nope.
not work them because they're small, but they have to work a lot harder.
Yes.
They like this is the honest fact. Like what? So I noticed it more too. I've started to be a little bit more critical of UC Soros, not because like not in like a bad way, but more of like the
People like him too
like
much.
the heart glasses have kind of taken them off. So I'm trying to think like, well, what is he doing? What can I take for Soros? He has to move so much,
Yeah.
so much to cover some net. Whereas these smaller goalies, even or like Bobrovsky's probably what 6'2".
Yeah. I don't know.
He
6'2",
doesn't
6'3".
need to move as much as he does.
Yeah.
But,
Mhm.
but again, And there's also like, I made a post the other day. It was like a hot take, and someone was, I love the hot takes, but
Yeah, I know
someone
you
was
do.
saying they're like big goalies are small and lazy, and smaller goalies are always. It's like no, it's not true. And also, because training is getting better, everything is just improving. Goalies are going to be start if they're just going to be selected for that. And we're going to take a tall goalie and be like, hey, you're tall. We're going to make you into an athletic freak when you're starting at 8 years old, and you're going to play all these different sports, and you're going to do all these things. And by the time you're 20, you're going to be a very good athlete versus an older, and like even in this generation, whereas like you can get away with being tall and not being that great. We're going to start
Yeah.
that excuse is that pie chart that I always use.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to stop being like, it's going to have to be like, you need to be 100 at everything.
Yeah. No, no, no. And I agree with that. Something I always say, and this is maybe the last thing we kind of end on because we've gone away from it a little bit. And I'm curious on your thoughts on it, is I constantly find myself when I'm talking to coaches, evaluators, scouts, whatever, is like us when a small goalie gets beat high, I go, did that goalie get beat because they're small, or was it just a high shot that went in? Like those are different things. And I think it's really important to evaluate that, right? Like if you're a goalie that's going straight down and you're 5'8" and the puck's blowing over your shoulder and your hands don't move, that's not going in because you're small.
It's
You know what I
going in
mean?
because you're not good at tracking.
Yeah,
You have
right.
bad
And
hands.
like, yeah, and it's like
Is it?
if
Yeah.
you're constantly getting beat in tight over the shoulder, um, and you're fully extending, you're not getting the back doors because you literally can't reach back. Like those are examples of goals going in because you're not like lengthy, right?
It's the same as a tall goalie that gets beat in like backdoor situations. It's like, oh, is he just a slow skater, or is he just playing way too aggressive for the situation
Right.
because no one's taught him that it's okay to be a little bit deeper?
Yeah. And so like again, thinking back to even the clips that we had of our training session at the start of this is there was a couple times we went back where you specifically made a couple really great shoulder saves, right? People will look at that and it's really easy to say, oh, he made that because he's big. And it's like, well, your save selection was a shoulder save because you're big. Like you got to use a shoulder save there, but there's lots of big goalies who don't make a shoulder save there, right?
Yes.
They go straight down and it goes over their shoulder still,
Yeah. Like like
right?
like I said, like I'm going to take that clip right now, and I'm going to say like I'm going to put this on some of my other videos with a similar situation of me coaching and my coaching stuff, and be like, this is actually what I want you to do. This is what I'm looking for, and I didn't realize that I was good at this, but this is a
Mm-hmm.
good example. And it's great because now I don't have to put my gear on and try it again because I don't want to put my gear on.
Yeah. And that's like one of maybe again, yeah, like I said, we'll kind of wrap it here. But that's one of the things I think is really important to highlight the difference between again, we were both playing in college. Canadian University is objectively not as good as Division One. Although shout out my team, we went over and did beat Canisius that year. So shout out Atlantic Hockey. Shout out Ontario Tech. But again, like different levels. Obviously, in your NHL draft pick, I was a college backup goalie. Very different scenarios there. But it's like the use of those small saves, those small shoulder saves, those small elbow saves that you did is how you maximize your height and be a really good goalie. And like when it is advantageous to be big, is you're able to make those saves. Whereas, me 4 inches shorter, I have to go make a punchy hand save instead. And
Yeah.
it's both are fine, right? Both are a totally reasonable save selection based on who you are as a goalie. But it's again, you make those saves more consistently because you're able to make that save. Maybe it's an easy save, but it's a more consistent save, a more reliable save selection for you than me trying to stab something out of the air, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's an important difference, and that's the difference between you know going on and having a pro career and not, honestly. So, and that's what it is.
It's a small
It's the little things.
little things. Well, thanks everyone for listening and watching. We'll decide what we're gonna do. This obviously will be available on YouTube. We'll decide if we're gonna make this available on Spotify and stuff. But any final closing thoughts, Ben?
No, and enjoy
Yeah.
enjoy training. Have fun with
Yes.
training. Have a good goalies. Have a good approach to training. If you didn't listen to the podcast episodes with Dr. Rob Gray talking about how to maximize training, if you didn't listen to one of our most recent episodes with mental performance consultant Brian McLaughlin, where he talks about instead of having like a goal setting approach, have a values based approach. I really like that. If your value is to go and be productive at every training session, being productive doesn't mean you stopped every puck, doesn't mean you did everything perfect, doesn't mean, doesn't mean you even, had an overall good, quote unquote, good training session, but it's like you put in the time, you worked hard, you worked on a skill, you were productive with your time, right? I think those are both good episodes to reference back to, especially as we get into the last month of summer training here. Is adopt that values based approach. It doesn't need to be like I'm going to be the perfect best goalie ever. It can be different than that. That's my last thought.
Awesome. Thanks,
And
for
subscribe
listening.
to Jamie's Patreon page.
Yeah, I'll probably throw an ad in this video, so it's okay. All right, thanks everyone for watching and listening. We do really appreciate the support, and actually, we might do a couple more of these lives. I'll go in the archives. Maybe we'll do some like NHL clips and stuff once season things. I enjoyed this format, and then let us know in the comments and descriptions if you like this format as well.
Okay, take care, everyone.